Great to be here.
Today we're diving into something really important, I think. It's the insights from MMA instructor Ines ebook, Shadows of the Heart, Navigating Dark Psychology in Relationships.
That's right. And Ines, well, she's not just approaching this academically. She's an MMA instructor, a second-degree black belt, also a qualified counseling practitioner, and she's very active in addiction recovery advocacy.
Yeah, and that's key, isn't it? Her perspective is so grounded because she's actually lived through some incredibly tough stuff. We're talking addiction, domestic violence, even homelessness.
Exactly. So her insights aren't just theory. They're forged in, well, lived experience, deeply personal experience.
Right. So what we really want to do today is explore these manipulative and sometimes harmful tactics that can show up in relationships, drawing on Ines' expertise, both professional and personal.
And the goal here, really, following Enis's lead, is empowerment, helping listeners recognize these things, maybe protect themselves better, set healthier boundaries.
And ultimately build, healthier connections based on trust and respect.
Precisely. That's the aim.
Okay, so let's get right into it. This idea of dark psychology in relationships that Ines writes about in Shadows of the Heart. What's the core concept there?
Well, at its heart, it's really about understanding the ways people might use manipulative behaviors to gain or maintain control over someone else within a relationship.
Control being the key word there.
Absolutely. And Ines breaks down several specific forms this can take. What's crucial, and she really emphasizes this, is recognizing how subtle these things can be, especially at the start.
Right, they don't always announce themselves. Can you give us some examples of the tactics Ines covers?
Sure. So she talks about direct manipulation. This could be, small requests at first that maybe seem reasonable, but they slowly escalate. Before you know it, they're quite controlling demands.
Okay.
Then there's narcissism in relationships. And this is more than just someone being a bit self-absorbed. It often involves a profound lack of empathy, a constant need for admiration.
Which must really wear down the other person.
It absolutely can. It can make the partner feel like their own needs, their feelings just don't matter, like they're invisible almost.
That sounds really tough.
Right.
And gaslighting, that's another one of these addresses, right?
Yeah.
That term comes up a lot.
It does, and for good reason. It's incredibly insidious. Gaslighting is, well, it's when someone deliberately tries to make you doubt your own perception of reality.
How does that work practically?
They might deny saying something you clearly remember them saying, or deny doing something. They might twist events, tell you you're imagining things, or that you're too sensitive, or, misremembering.
Wow.
Self-trust. You start questioning your own memory, your own sanity even. You become more dependent on the manipulator's version of things.
That sounds incredibly disorienting and isolating.
It really is. Then there's something like emotional blackmail. Sounds pretty direct.
It does.
And it often is more overt. This is where someone uses your feelings, maybe your guilt, your fear, or your sense of obligation against you to get what they want.
Like threatening something.
Exactly. They might threaten to harm themselves if you try to leave, for instance.
Yeah.
Or they might constantly lay on the guilt trips if you try to set a boundary, saying you're selfish or you don't care. The message is, do what I want, or something bad happens and it's your fault.
That's intense. It really preys on your emotions.
It exploits vulnerabilities, yeah. And then, of course, Ings also covers control and abuse, which are at the more extreme damaging end of this spectrum.
Right. How does she describe control starting out?
It can be subtle, too. Maybe wanting to know where you are all the time, checking your phone, gradually discouraging contact with friends or family.
Isolation tactics.
Yeah, or controlling finances. It's about limiting your autonomy. And abuse, well, whether that's emotional, psychological, verbal, or physical, it's a fundamental violation.
And what's so powerful, I think, is knowing Ines has navigated this herself. It gives her perspective such weight.
It really does. Her overcoming addiction, surviving domestic violence. It means she understands these dynamics from the inside. She's not just observing, she's lived it. And she often points to martial arts as being this grounding force for her through it all.
That's fascinating. How does martial arts connect?
Well, think about it. Martial arts builds discipline, right? Resilience, self-awareness, body awareness, too. These are all incredibly valuable tools when you're trying to recognize manipulation, find your strength, and, well, break free.
That makes a lot of sense. Regaining a sense of personal power.
Exactly. And her ebook isn't just theory. It's packed with practical guidance. How to spot these tactics, yes, but also how to respond, how to start healing, how to reclaim yourself.
It feels like her whole life journey informs this work. Her background is pretty unique too, isn't it? Born in the former Yugoslavia.
Yeah, born in what's now Bosnia and Herzegovina. She moved between Bosnia and Germany as a child, then immigrated to Canada as a teen.
And initially, things were quite stable.
It seems so. She talks about a supportive, loving family, hardworking parents. It was later, actually, when she was working in private security and training for law enforcement, that her life took a turn towards addiction struggles.
Which really shows these things can happen to anyone, regardless of upbringing.
Absolutely. But it sounds like martial arts was a constant thread. Her parents started her at age 10.
Wow, 10?
Yeah, she already had a high-level belt when she arrived in Canada, continued training, earned her black belt. She calls it a lifeline, The structure, purpose through everything.
And that discipline, that focus, it must have been crucial in her recovery as well.
Oh, undoubtedly. She's open about it being an intense personal battle. She credits her willpower, resilience, that martial arts discipline. It was all part of her fighting her way back.
And now she channels all of that into helping others. As an MMA instructor, health coach, mental health advocate.
Right. It's like she synthesizes all her experiences, the dark and the light, to guide others through trauma and addiction. It's incredibly inspiring work.
And this isn't her first book on the topic, is it?
No, she also wrote Fighting for Freedom, integrating MMA into addiction recovery. So that connection between martial arts and healing is a core theme for her.
It all fits together, the physical, the mental, the emotional. And she's based in Vancouver now, still very involved in the community.
Yes, Vancouver, BC. And she actively volunteers, supports recovery initiatives, especially in the downtown east side. It really shows her commitment to giving back.
And importantly, she backs up the lived experience with professional qualifications too, the counseling practitioner diploma.
Right, and experience in crisis response, chronic pain management, mental health support. So it's this powerful blend of personal wisdom and professional knowledge she brings.
So Shadows of the Heart sounds like it's coming from a really authentic, knowledgeable place, a valuable resource for anyone wanting to understand these difficult relationship dynamics better.
Definitely. And the core message ultimately is positive. It's about empowerment.
Yeah.
Recognizing these shadows allows you to move towards relationships built on, the good stuff.
Yeah.
Trust, respect, genuine love.
That's a really hopeful message. And, if this conversation is sparking things for you, you're looking for more resources for personal growth, definitely check out OIMMA's social media pages. Lots of great content there.
Absolutely worth a look.
So just to kind of wrap things up a bit, Angie's ebook, Shadows of the Heart, really gives us a framework, doesn't it, for understanding these often hidden manipulative behaviors.
Yeah, behaviors that can cause real damage in our closest relationships. We touched on manipulation, narcissism, gaslighting, emotional blackmail.
And the more overt control and abuse. And throughout it all, remembering where Annie's is coming from.
Her guidance is just so deeply informed by her own resilience, her own journey. It's not abstract.
That journey through addiction, domestic violence, finding strength in martial arts, training as a counselor, it all gives her this really unique, empathetic viewpoint.
Her story alone is a testament to overcoming adversity, and then using that to light the way for others. It's quite something.
It really is. And one last reminder, for more insights and continuous growth, do make sure to visit OIMMA's social media pages.
Good call.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today and exploring this important work.